Hello, everybody. This is Carol Maletta. Welcome to the Parenting 411 podcast, where we share information parents need from sources they can trust.
Welcome back to the Parenting 411 podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Though I have to admit today's topic is not an easy one. We're talking about how to explain war, violence, and other really tough news stories to our kids when the world outside feels unpredictable or even frightening. This isn't a conversation any parent wants to have, but it's also one of the most important ones we can and should have. Why? Because our kids are seeing, hearing, and absorbing more than we might think. So let's talk about how to handle it. I'll walk you through how to talk about hard world events based on your child's age, how to manage your own emotions first, and how to give your family a sense of safety and hope, even in bleak times. When war or tragedy makes headlines, our first instinct as parents might be to protect our kids from it completely. We turn off the news. We change the subject. We shield their eyes and ears. But pretending it's not happening doesn't really help. Kids are observant. They catch snippets of conversations. They overhear things on the radio. They see pictures online and at school. The truth is, silence can often make them more afraid. When they sense we're upset but don't explain why, their imagination fills in the blanks. And those blanks, they're often far worse than reality. So the first step is to be the one who tells them. As the Child Mind Institute recommends, it's always better for your child to hear difficult news from you, with your love and calm right beside it, instead of from a kid on the playground or an alarming headline they don't understand. And here's the thing, you don't have to have the perfect words. You just need to show up and tell the truth in a way that feels right for their age. Before you talk to your kids, do a quick self-check. How are you feeling about what's happening in the world right now? Angry, heartbroken, scared. Kids absorb our energy more than our exact words. So if you're overwhelmed, take a few deep breaths. Call a friend. Write in a journal. Step away from the news for a moment. When you're calmer, you can share in a grounded way, and that helps your children feel secure. Next, you want to tailor the conversation according to age. Let's break this down. We'll start with preschoolers, age 3 to 5 years old. Keep it simple. They don't need to know details, and too many specifics can just confuse or frighten them. You might say, sometimes groups of people fight because they can't agree, but there are helpers all over the world trying to make peace. That's it. Reassure them that the fighting is far away and that they're safe. It's probably best to avoid TV news altogether at this age. It's hard for young children's brains to separate what's local from what's far away. Their fears and emotions might show up in their drawings, their dreams, or perhaps they become clingy. You'll have to be okay with this. That's how young kids process what they can't verbalize.
If you've ever wished your metabolism came with a little boost button, this might be it. Ollie Metabolism Gummy Rings are a tasty way to help your body's natural energy process stay in motion. Each crisp apple-flavored ring is packed with apple cider vinegar, chromium to support lean body mass, and vitamin B12 for that extra get up and go. They're delicious, NSF certified, and super easy to add to your daily routine. So if you're ready to support your metabolism in the sweetest way possible, tap the link and try Ollie Metabolism Gummy Rings today.
At ages 6 through 9, you hit upon the facts meet feelings stage. They might actually hear about war at school or online. In that instance, you'll want to use short, direct statements. For example, war happens when two groups of people disagree and use fighting to try to solve it. But there are also people working very hard to help them stop. Encourage their questions. And if you don't know the answer, say so. You can even look it up together. That teaches them how to find reliable information and think critically. Now, tweens and teens are almost like mini adults. They often know more than we think they do. Here, it's about guiding them through complexity, asking them how they feel about the stories they're seeing, and helping them to spot misinformation. You can ask, who do you think made that video? Or what might be missing from that story? Encourage media literacy. Talk about bias. Invite them to think about the human stories behind the numbers. And again, discuss the helpers, the journalists, the aid workers, the people demanding change. Above all, give them a sense of agency. Teens don't just need reassurance, they need purpose. Help them see ways to get involved, or writing letters, donating, volunteering, or even just spreading kindness within their community. Help them see they can turn helplessness into hope. We have to remember that fear is natural. Kids may worry and wonder, could that happen here? Or will daddy have to go fight? When that comes up, offer gentle reassurance rooted in truth. That war is happening far away, and we're safe here. There are people working every day to make sure that doesn't happen in our country. If it truly is happening closer to home, assure them that you are making plans or that you have identified sources of assistance, all with the purpose of keeping your family safe, and mean it. You can also remind them of the helpers: doctors, peacekeepers, teachers, and charities. People who show the best of humanity during the worst of times. Make sure you revisit the topic if they bring it up later. These feelings don't just disappear, they come and go in waves. According to experts at Children Now and the Mount Sinai Parenting Center, one of the biggest ways we can protect our kids' mental health is simply monitoring media. Turn off 24/7 news channels. Avoid letting coverage play in the background. For older kids with social media, help them curate what they see. Maybe turn off autoplay videos or unfollow sensationalist accounts. You can even co-watch short news clips together, then talk about what you saw. That shared experience turns passive fear into active understanding. Now let's talk about where we shift the energy from fear to empathy. Kids can be incredibly compassionate when given the language for it. Help them connect with kids who are suffering. Maybe you could read stories about children from affected regions. Your children could draw pictures of peace or write kind notes to send through humanitarian groups. The act of caring gives your child a sense of connection and control. And don't forget, everyday conflicts at home are mini versions of the same lessons. When you teach kindness, problem solving, and emotional awareness, you're teaching the very foundations of peace. So when siblings fight over a toy, there lies an opportunity to learn how to handle disagreements without hurting each other.
Are you looking for a place where you can get the support, tips, and tools you need to tackle parenting? Join the Parenting 411 community on Facebook, your go-to spot for everything parenting. Get access to exclusive parenting articles, live broadcasts with expert insights, and a community of parents just like you, ready to share and connect. Plus, as a member, you'll get early bird access to special parenting programs and tons of practical tips to make family life smoother. It's free to join, and we're saving you a seat. Just search the Parenting 411 community on Facebook and click join. Can't wait to see you there.
Every conversation about fairness, feelings, or taking turns is a building block for a more peaceful world. I have to acknowledge that sometimes you'll just feel stuck. Maybe your child asks, why do people hurt each other? And all you can say is, I don't know. It's sad, isn't it? That's okay. Sitting with sadness is better than brushing it off. In those moments, honesty and presence matter more than perfect words. So let's end where we began, with the fact that your children are learning from the way you show up. When you stay grounded, calm, and open, you're giving them a model of resilience and compassion. You're teaching them that even when the world is heavy, our home and our family can be a safe place to land. And that's what every child needs most: truth, safety, and hope. Remember, they don't need all the answers. They just need you. If today's episode hit close to home, or if you want to share how these conversations have gone in your family, drop a comment below, DM me on Instagram at theparenting411. And if this episode helped, share it with another parent who's struggling to find the words right now. You're doing brave, meaningful work, even when it feels impossible. We'll talk again next week. Take care of yourself and take care of those little hearts that look up to you. It's never too late to be the parent you want to be.
We bring you this episode for the purpose of information and entertainment only. It is not the intent or purpose of the Parenting 411 podcast or Carol Maletta to provide an exhaustive reference or guide on all aspects of parenting, childcare, and family life. You are strongly encouraged to read all available information, consult medical or other appropriate professionals, and pursue all reasonable means to learn as much as possible about parenting to complement what you gain here, and then tailor the information to meet your individual needs. Yes, parenting is a serious matter, though it is not an exact science. The context and insights offered in this and every episode represent an account of knowledge and personal experiences of the host and any featured guests for the viewers' and listeners' information and consideration. The host and guests do not guarantee to our viewers or listeners any specific parenting outcomes from this episode or taking actions described here.